Hi guys, this is I'm sorry I didn't get on here sooner to talk about NXT and the things that happened last night. Absolutely, what didn't happen last night is more the question. And how many times were we shocked? I mean, like, it was funny because I had told Hot Miss Deborah on the way to the drive down, I'm like, I'm taking the night off. I'm not going to be doing a lot of texting on X or taking pictures. I'm just going to have a really enjoyable night. Yeah. And what a night I chose, right? So, it's interesting because as soon as we sat down, pretty much Shiloh Hill came in. And he came by and he shook her hand and went on into the back. And we're sitting there and we're talking to our friends about what happened at AEW and Battleground and like comparing the two and what we liked and what we didn't like. But to make a long story short, let's talk about the Ethan Page Ricky Sainz match. I was really concerned. For those who didn't know, Ricky Sainz used to be in AEW. He actually broke his neck in a match at AEW. He was out for probably over a year with surgery and getting rehab. So, with that being said, last night when they were doing the match, and I believe how it went down was Ethan Page threw Ricky Starks on the commentary desk, and of course it collapsed. And then he kind of picked him up and threw him on the steel steps, which I believe the back of his head hit like the step. And I was really concerned health-wise for Ricky Sainz because, I did not want to see him re-injure that neck, and he was out for so long, and when he did come back in AEW, you could tell that he was really nervous in the ring, and then he left a while, and I guess he was trying to get a lot of that ring rust off of him. And then, of course, when he went to NXT, I didn't see that. I saw that where he had been really working to get over that ring rust, and he is right back where he was physically. But then last night I was so concerned about how many times it looked like Ethan Page was really just going over, trying to re-injure him in his neck. And I even questioned it a couple of times, especially as many times as he got pounded on the concrete floor. Anyway, let's get back to the match. And then when Ethan Page won the belt, I'm like, oh, I never saw this coming. But it happened. I don't know how you feel about it. You can put your comments down below. I didn't actually see this happening. This took me by surprise. I just didn't see it. Anyway, we went into another match that I wanted to mention was my Jasper Troy. Nicest guy you ever want to meet. But when they had him going against Dante Chen, Jasper was just wiping the floor with Dante, and I felt so bad for him because, there was so much weight difference, there was height difference, there was, so much difference in their body structure, in their overall weight, their height, their arm reach. I just thought, wow, this is such an unfair advantage for Jasper Troy. But he did it, and I loved it. I can't wait for Jasper Uba 2. They've already had one match. It was in a house show. I can't wait for the second one to happen. I really want to see this. Anyway, let's talk about the thing that stunned everybody. And I feel so bad because, JCJ, she is such a hard worker. She's one of the nicest people you ever want to talk to. You know, she's so down to earth. You can talk to her about anything. And we have talked to her many, many times, okay? I felt bad because that should have been her moment. You know, she hasn't held a title belt, I don't think, any time in NXT. And then for her to finally win it, and then for the audience to be in such a shock that she won over Stephanie Venkier, that they're standing up with their mouth open and they're like looking around at their friends and like, what just happened? You know, and I know, because that's what was happening all around us. People were standing up. They're like, what? She won? She won? No. What? They couldn't grasp it when it first happened. And then JC's in the ring. You know, she's posing with the belt. And I'm sure they're usually after they win a title. I don't know if you guys know this. A little NXT secret is after a talent wins a belt, much like Ethan Page, they have photographers in the back, and they get their new photos taken with their belts. And so last night, after Stephanie left the ring, she actually came and she actually just kind of dropped to her knees about a foot from where Deborah was sitting. Well, her wheelchair was sitting, and the security had to help her up. I think it was just such a shock to her that, I don't know, maybe it just took a while for it to sink in for her. But anyway, she was helped in the back, and you know, JC was in the ring, and they even, you know, one of the ring guys, which his job is to tell the wrestlers that if they need to stay in the ring longer, there's a certain message that they do to get them. And usually the wrestlers pose or you know, something like that, or talk to the audience. But JC just, you know, went to different sections of the ring, and she was just like holding her belt up and letting people get pictures of her and stuff like this. And I just thought for a moment, wow, I mean, here's this woman who's worked so hard for the company, who's not had a title situation. She finally gets it, and this is the reaction that the crowd gives her. And I wonder if it's going to affect her emotionally, you know, in her head, because a lot of wrestling is in your head. It's not so much your abilities, it's your head. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting. Me and Hot Miss Deborah, we have tickets to NXT House Show this Saturday night. I'm very excited. I can't wait because I don't know who's going to be there, but we're doing the Q&A. Normally we get to talk to somebody. I'm hoping to run up with the LFG crowd and maybe ask them some questions. Who knows, maybe they'll even get on camera for me. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, and I'm sorry that this is so long. Have a blessed day, and until next time, bye for now.